Hello everyone, my name is Franco Pucci and I am the Technical Consultant for the STS Association. I have been involved in the prepayment industry for over 25 years. Welcome to the STS training video series where we will explore all aspects of the STS and the STS standard. I hope you find these videos helpful. In this video we will look at the IEC62055-51 specification. And this is the physical layer protocol for one-way numeric and magnetic token carriers. The specification references the following documents: ISO 7811-2 and IEC 7813 for magnetic cards. So if you need more information, please look up those two documents. So this essentially 5.2 will show you the protocol model, reference model that 51 deals with. We've spoken about the 41 section of it, which is the POS application process and the meter application process. We are now essentially dealing with the TCDU elements covered by 51. And this picture you may remember from video number 7. The IEC 62055-51 specification deals with two token carrier types: the magnetic card or mag card and the numeric or keypad token carriers. Other token carrier types may well be defined, specified at a later date, such as near field communication, radio frequency, power line communication, etc., etc. The document essentially specifies the encoding of token data onto token carriers at the point of sale so that the token data may be correctly loaded into the TCDU of the meter. Let's look at each in turn, starting with the TCDU data. So the data elements in the TCDU, you have a token carrier type, which is 2 digits, and it essentially shows you which token carrier type should be used, and the reference for that is 5.1.2. You have the token data itself, which is 66 bits, and it is the encrypted or processed token from the APDU, reference 5.1.3 in the document. You have an ID record, which is 35 digits long, and that's an optional identification data element to be encoded onto a meter ID card. And then you have a print record, which is text, and it's an optional data record to be printed onto the token carrier, and that is not specified. You can essentially print anything you like. So the table shows the possible data to be encoded into the token carrier. Not all of this data is mandatory, by the way. The print record is a free-form field that allows you to transport data to be printed onto the token carrier if so desired. It is also an optional field. If we do use the ID record, then this is what the elements are in the ID record. You have the meter primary account number, which is 18 digits. You have the date of expiry, which is 4 digits. This is an optional expiry date for the identification data as encoded onto a payment meter ID card or token carrier. You have the token carrier type, which is 2 digits. You have the encryption algorithm, which is being used. You have the supply group code, which is 6 digits, the tariff index, which is 2 digits, and the key revision number, which is 1 digit. On the magnetic token carrier side, the document specifies, number 1, the material to be used for the card, any deformation, toxicity, flammability, and other mechanical requirements for these meter cards, the data encoding method. The construction is not specified. So let's just look at the data encoding, which essentially is what we're after. Data is encoded onto the magnetic card according to the requirements specified in 7811-2 for the use of track 3. The mandatory records to be encoded: this is record 1 on track 3. Essentially you have an STX character or start sentinel. You have the token data itself coming next, which is 20 digits. You have an end of text or end sentinel, which is a question mark, and that's 1 character. And then you have a longitudinal redundancy checksum from characters 1 to 3, and that is specified in IEC 7811-2, and that's a single character. And then a separator, which is 33 digits of the character 0 coming at the end of that. Number 5, field number 5 is only required if optional record 2 is encoded on track 3. If it's not, then you don't need it. And if you do use record 2 on track 3, then these are the records to be encoded. Once again, you have a start sentinel, then you have the meter primary account number, you have a field separator, which is an equal sign, you have an expiration date, the date of expiry in the TCDU, and that's 4 digits, or 4 equal sign if you're not using, or an equal sign if you're not using it, a service code, which is an equal sign. Then you have DD1 to DD5, and those represent number 1 is the, number 11 rather, is the token carrier type, that's 2 digits, the encryption algorithm, the supply group code, which is 6 digits, the tariff index, which is 2 digits, and the key revision number. All of that is followed with an end sentinel, and then you have a longitudinal redundancy checksum from characters 6 to 16, and that, as we mentioned before, is specified in IEC62055-51, and that is a single character. On the numeric token carrier, TCT02, you have the 66-bit token data, which is converted into a 20-digit decimal number using a binary to decimal or BCD conversion. You can see an example there of the binary number in blue and its equivalent hexadecimal value and its equivalent decimal value. The 20-digit number may now be printed onto paper or on a screen or communicated electronically in some form or another. The printing format is not specified. You may have spaces between every 4th character, for example, as shown in the example above. Whatever you use, just make them easily readable by the customer. It's not a strict requirement that you have spaces, but obviously it's a lot easier to read if you do. The meter must display each digit as it is entered into the meter, and you must be able to clear a partially entered token by using a backspace or a cancel key. So if you're busy typing and you make a mistake, obviously you must have some form of backspace or cancel key on your keypad to be able to correct the token. And this brings us to the end of this part of the video series. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you will join us for the rest of the video series. Goodbye, and see you again soon.